for 1 month in Human Resource Development Center JNU. What I discovered today, I discovered another JNU, not the JNU that I left in 2006. This is a JNU that I am discovering which marks of poverty of scholarship. There are the JNU, what we see, that was replete with its scholarship, its rigor, its intellectual attainment. Now what we see, it is failing in its ability to produce, to provide, to supply, to offer competent resource persons to handle the discourse in classroom, to transact the business in classroom, business on women's studies. JNU is located in the national capital territory of the country, and there are more than 15 to 20 centers for women's studies in outside JNU within this capital territory. JNU is known for its strong social science tradition. It has fertile faculty members in social science who are specializing on many interdisciplinary perspective issues including women's studies. But what we saw today, we saw a complete desert, a complete disappearance of the level of discourse that we witnessed, we learned in our student days. So I missed the JNU that I left, that I studied in. This is at the academic level. I mean, at the academic level, JNU has moved topsy-turvily upside down. It's a polar change we have seen from North Pole to South Pole, from a stature of plenty, abundance of intellectual attainments, fertile minds, scholars, what we see now, a complete desert, a complete island. If I take women's studies program as a case in point, there are hardly one or two scholars who could impress the classroom. Where sitting in classroom was an experience of utter irritation. JNU this time failed to satisfy our intellectual hunger. We came to JNU not for tourism. We came to JNU to learn something, to again renew our knowledge, to get recharged intellectually and go back to our host institutions to restart our teaching. This is what I saw at the academic level. There is another thing which I witnessed in the level of academic administration. What we saw, there is a change in attitude at the level of academic administrators of this university. We are now studying in Human Resource Development Center. What we see, that even the administration doesn't bother about the level of scholars or resource persons being invited to deliver lectures in classroom, the level of the standard or the rigor of teaching learning transactions that is being made in classrooms. We are like orphans. Administration never bothers who are the people being invited and what kind of teaching going on in classroom. This I'm reminded of a sociologist. His name is Wilfredo Pareto. If I speak in his language, the governing elite should not speak the language of homogeneity. If the governing elite starts becoming homogeneous in the sense, if it starts recruiting people, inviting resource persons who share its own ideology, who share its own sentiments, it is going to cause a symbolic damage, rather a great damage to academics in general and to the future generation of intellectuals in particular. So what I feel, university administration should refrain from being homogeneous in character. It should refrain from inducting and inviting scholars who share its own ideology, who share its own sentiments. Otherwise, JNU will not be known for the way it was being known for 1 decade ago till last decade. We will say the symptom varies, but the disease is almost the same in different places. In one university, in one college, it may appear in the form of institutional apathy. In other place, it may appear in the form of obsession with one's own ideology or tendency to be homogeneous in matters relating to recruitment or in matters relating to academics. The point I am referring to is very clear. The situation in other universities, the so-called regional universities, is not much different. For instance, it is seen in many universities, the university authorities, let me be very specific, vice chancellors in particular, many of them in our times, they are taking up these assignments as a honeymoon period. I have come to this university as a vice chancellor, and for me it's a honeymoon period for 3 years or 5 years. I will enjoy my tenure as vice chancellor, do whatever I like, with utter disregard to the tradition, the rigor, the fame, the name of this institution. So they are least bothered. As a result, the institution itself, in which they are the vice chancellors, is the ultimate casualty. Every vice chancellor should think his own university as his own child. Extend all patronage or support to the university as his own child. If the vice chancellor, instead of serving his university as his own child, starts serving himself or starts serving his own kinsmen or people sharing his own ideology, his own institution's future will be in darkness. And that is what is happening in many places. We are receiving many questions, many controversies from many universities relating to recruitment, relating to university administration, relating to academics. Concerns being raised with regard to the integrity of UGC, which we call University Grants Commission or JNU. Yes, UGC consciously, deliberately makes a discrimination, hierarchy among institutions who are of the same cadre, of the same level, of the same stature. A university should speak the language of the universe. Unfortunately, UGC in India, located in India, fails to understand the very message of a university. Instead of speaking the language of the universe, university is now speaking the language of exclusivity. UGC is making a hierarchy among universities. Hierarchy in terms of everything. Hierarchy in terms of pay package, in terms of privileges, in terms of academic freedom. Central university teachers and state university teachers. Faculty members situated in a central university are superior to the faculty members situated in state universities in many sense. In terms of salary, in terms of retirement age, and UGC is consciously making this distinction. See, at the one hand, UGC is saying, you two universities are not same. Central and state. You are a central university, your status is higher, and your teachers should retire at the age of 65. And you are a state university, you are a second class citizen, and your teachers should retire at the age of 60. But when it comes to academic output, here lies the fundamental contradiction. When it comes to academic output, UGC says, I need equal performance, equal rigor, equal quality from all of you. When it comes to extending pay package, extending monetary, material support, UGC makes a hierarchy. When it comes to extracting quality, there UGC doesn't make any hierarchy. It expects same rigor, same quality, it applies same API score formula, same criterion for upgradation appointment to all the teachers located in state university and central university alike. But the moot question remains, if you supply inadequate, unequal resources to two universities differently, how do you expect similar same output from the two universities? So it is high time university rose from its discriminatory character. It is high time it stopped this disparity that it is maintaining within the university system in India itself. Say, academic administrators, authorities at all levels must rethink the notion of university. what is a university? A university is not a mere place of teaching. Academicians in this institution are not supposed to teach only. This is a center for excellence. Teaching is just one component of the entire exercise within university. And a university can grow only when sufficient attention is made, adequate resources are given to the other component called research. And apart from research, there is another component of university, that is extension action. So a university should have sufficient freedom to cater to this function of extension action. So teaching, research, extension action, all these things, if they flourish together, a university will progress. Then only a university can feel empowered from within. Second, UGC must treat all universities alike. UGC should not make any distinction between a central university and a state university. And how can this be ensured? This can be ensured when UGC installs a central recruitment agency, where UGC, where like UPSC, where all appointments are centrally made and faculty members will be posted in different universities as per necessity, as per vacancy. This will reduce state monopoly, regional monopoly over regional institutions, over regional universities.